Hello everybody. Tonval Legend 826 here. So I wanted to talk to you about what's going on in our country recently. As we all know, George Floyd, an African American man, was horrifically murdered by these police officers. And it was a terrible event because he was an African American man, he was begging for mercy, and the cops didn't show him any. They left him on the ground. I think he was kneeling on his neck or something, and he couldn't breathe, and the cops wouldn't listen to him, and they left him to die. So, of course, this provoked outrage from so many people, and that's why we have all these riots taking place all across the country. But I think it's escalating past the point of, like, it's not just police officers anymore. Now they're going after businesses, they're going after, like, banks, they're going after stores, basically random people's cars. People that have nothing to do with any of this are getting affected, not just the police officers. And to be fair, you shouldn't be judging every police officer based on the actions of a few people. Not all cops are bad. Not all of the cops are malicious. Not all of the cops have terrible intentions. They're not. Some of them are genuinely good people. I just don't see what you get out of judging every single police officer to be the same, because they're not all the same. But anyways, so George Floyd was murdered, and because of that, the entire African American community, like, I think they were all upset about it. And I don't blame them, honestly, because after all the oppression they've gone through, throughout the history of the United States, the 1800s, the slavery, the civil rights movement, the Civil War, the 1960s, the protests in Alabama because of the whole bus, the whole thing, everything. I mean, I understand all that and everything, but when you start going after random people that have nothing to do with any of this, we start going after businesses and start burning stores and everything, it's no longer a peaceful protest. That's vandalism, it's criminal activity. It's one thing to go to peacefully protest on the streets saying justice for George Floyd. I understand that completely. You can do that. Okay, we have freedom of speech. You can protest peacefully, talking about justice for George Floyd and all that. And if you want to know what happened to the police officers that killed George Floyd, he was charged with third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter, or was it second-degree murder and third-degree manslaughter? I think. Sorry, got it was the other way around. It got it mixed up there. But anyways, even though that happened, you shouldn't be, these people that are involved with these protests, I mean, it's going beyond the point of justice. Now you're going after random stores, you're going to malls, you're going to business, you're basically going to every store imaginable, you're burning cars, destroying stores and everything. I mean, I understand you're upset, but how is this going to help anybody? Okay, going after stores, okay, burning down stores is not going to bring the dead people back to life. Okay, you're not accomplishing anything out of burning people's stores and everything. Although I understand why you're doing this, I understand because of all the oppression you've gone through and everything. I can understand that completely. So I can understand why they would do all this. But at the same time, going after police officers that have nothing to do with this, innocent police officers who protect this country, who have a duty to serve the public, who have families themselves, you think going after them is going to make the situation any better? You think going after them, attacking them in public, and doing things to them and throwing objects at them is going to make your situation any easier? You think it's going to make your life better? It won't. Okay, you're not going to accomplish anything by vandalizing stores and burning down stores and putting police officers in danger and endangering the entire public in general. I mean, it's amazing, honestly, but not in a good way. It's just honestly hypocritical. I understand that George Floyd, everything. I understand that you're pissed about that. You have every right to be upset. What happened to him was terrible, and he didn't deserve what happened to him. But when you're going after random police officers, when you're starting like causing discord and upheaval, when you're starting to cause panic among the public, destroying stores, vandalizing and looting, I mean, this is beyond justice. This is beyond making a statement. This is beyond defending your people. This is like past that now. Now you're escalating the situation beyond that. I mean, you clearly are going way past, getting justice, and speaking out for the victims and everything. This is like vandalism, looting. This is committing crimes, essentially. I mean, the looting killed like at least 4 people, I think, from what I heard, and possibly even more, possibly, if this thing even escalates even further. Once again, I don't mean to offend anybody by saying all this. I'm just saying my opinion about what's going on here. I'm just saying what I think about the situation. I'm just expressing my honest opinion about this whole thing. But rest in peace to George Floyd. He didn't deserve what happened to him, and my hearts and thoughts go out to the African American community and everybody associated with them. I hope that they're doing well. But protesting this way, I mean, it's one thing to protest peacefully. You can do that. Go ahead. I encourage it, in fact. I want justice, and I want people to stand for what they believe, and I want people to stand for what they believe is right. Go ahead and do it. But don't start vandalizing and looting and attacking people and destroying stores. I mean, that's beyond the point now. It's no longer a peaceful protest in that case. But that's just my thoughts about the entire riots going on across the country. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Sorry about my speaking. I'm just having my mouth is kind of having a blister, so I mean, but other than that, everything else is fine. I really hope these protests and riots come to an end soon. It's really getting out of control. But that's just my opinion. Talonville Legend, 826 out.